Hey y'all, it's your girl Meesh, and welcome to a new year of the episode Love Meesh podcast, where I share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests, but no subject is off limits. It's a billion people in the world, and I'm just one of them. So welcome to my world, and let the conversation continue.
Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real!
Hold up.
Hey loves, what's up? It has been a minute. I ain't going nowhere. I'm still here. Thank you for tuning in to Love Meesh podcast. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about Rona-V. Now, if you know me, whatever your name is, I always give you my own name. That's just kind of how I am. So it is called the coronavirus, but I'm going to say Rona-V. And although everybody's talking about it as the problem, I just want to let you hear some of my favorite spiritual teachers, advisors, doctors, etc. Just the things that I have been honing in on in reference to the Rona-V, so that you can hear a different viewpoint, maybe that you haven't heard before. But most importantly, don't just bring up a problem. What are the solutions? Okay, so yeah, we know there's a virus out there. Now what? The best thing that people can hone in on is how to better beef up their immune system and different methods that you could use to help your system fight. Your body, God gave you this body, and it fights 24 hours already. If there was a microscope for you to look inside your body, you would see your good bacteria and your bad bacteria fighting all day. So number one, it's already doing it for you. But when it's under attack, you don't just sit there. You help your immune system. You boost it up. We're going to go over some different things such as sunlight, vitamin C. There's even different fruits and herbs and spices that you can boil on the stove and inhale so they can get into your respiratory system. So yeah, we're going to go over all of that good stuff, as well as some good quotes and memes, because you know I am the quote queen. So sorry for the delay. I have added another venture on my plate. You are listening to one of the sales managers for Phillips Financial Services Credit with my girl Whitney. So shameless plug. I'm going to take the time right now to tell you a little bit about how you can take advantage of this 50% deal on credit repair, because today is Thursday and it ends tomorrow, Friday at midnight. So if you know me personally, you know that I was staying with my mom. I just got out of a relationship. Like, what the fuck? And I saw Whitney's ad. I was like, this is January. One of the things I want to do is fix my credit. So boom, I focused on fixing my credit in March. By May, I was in a condo in Arlington. It was a gated community. I went in there with my best friend. I filled out the application. The lady called me back that same day. It was a Friday. She was like, you're approved. You can move in next week. I was like, I'm going to Mexico. She was like, okay, well, you can move in when you come back. I had got a brand new car delivered from Carvana. I got approved for a credit card with Navy Federal for $15,000. Like, I didn't do any of this on my own, and everything on my credit was mine. So sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. I can go get Credit Repair for Dummies and read it and do my own. Or I could hire someone. I mean, the same thing. One of my friends, he cuts his hair on his own. he doesn't go to a barber. I know somebody else that goes to a barber. Me as a female, sometimes I go and get my hair done. I know how to straighten, blow dry in my hair. I don't really need nobody to do that. But if I have the extra funds and I want to pay someone else for their time and service to do it for me, that's an American luxury. That's why we are so blessed to be Americans, because even you going to McDonald's or a restaurant to eat, you have money to buy groceries to cook at home. When you think about third world countries, they're lucky if they have food to cook. There's no let's go to a restaurant. They may even have to dig in the trash for a meal. I kid you not. I saw one documentary where it was like a landfill of garbage, and they would sift through the food, boil it to get the bacteria off, and try to make a meal and eat it. I wanted to throw the fuck up. My cousin showed this to me, and ever since then, I just try not to put anything on my plate that I'm going to end up throwing away, because how wasteful is that our garbage is someone else's golden corral buffet. You know what I mean? It's just so sad. So we will it back in. If you sign up for the credit repair, it is a 90-day rapid program, which means everything gets disputed within 7 days. All inquiries not attached to active accounts are disputed within 24 hours. You also get credit building assistance. It's usually $4.95. The 50% discount takes it down to $247.50 if you just type in the code 50OFF. Of course, I'm going to have the link at the bottom, but I had to pin my girl, and I just signed up again because I want to enroll in the pre-approval for the home mortgage loan. I wanted to wait for a husband and the kids, but I don't know, you guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my house and keep living my life. So that's it for the credit repair. So let's get on into the topic of Rona-V.
Peace to the family. So today is part 2 to the coronavirus data that I presented. We're going to go straight into it because I'm on time constraint for the Instagram community. So today is called Coronavirus Technological and Microbiome Warfare. Let's go to the next slide. So I'm not even going to play with you. You got to bust our gun when it comes to this information. All right? So let's do the math. The CDC predicts that at least 12,000 Americans will die from the flu in any given year. As many as 61,000 people died in 2017 to 2018 flu season, and 45 million were infected. And it's even worse when a new type of flu virus comes. You read the rest. Here, and this comes from usnews.com, just to give you a point of reference. Here's another reference right here. What is sparking the fear of novel coronavirus? According to the latest reports from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, influenza has caused the deaths of between 10,000 to 25,000 Americans, hospitalized 180,000, and sickened 19 million so far in 2019 to 2020 season. So here we got 19 million people that were sickened by influenza, and we ain't go through this pandemic. Because remember, it's outbreak first, then it's epidemic, then it's pandemic. So we're going to go forward. I just want you to take these things into consideration, that these numbers are obviously way more detrimental than that of what we're dealing with today. Because it'll tell you right here, after all, coronavirus, on the other hand, has killed about 900 people worldwide. Of course, this is dated February 10th, so the numbers are a little bit different today. This is February 10th, 2020. This is when it was due. Give me the next slide. Now we're going to really talk to you. I just want you to take these things into consideration so you can see. Technology and immunity. This is the first thing I want to talk to you about. Let's go for it. Technology and immunity. So here we have what's there beyond millimeter waves. Non-ionizing and ionizing. So it's non-ionizing, it's not supposed to affect it. So right here we see cell phones along with what? Microwaves, satellites. All of this is supposed to be non-ionizing, meaning it's not supposed to affect our body. But they will tell you don't stand in front of a microwave, especially if you're conceiving. And microwaves are running concurrent with the cell phones. So are the cell phones causing damage or not? Because it's in the same realm and the same spectrum as the microwave. But let's go to the next one, because this is when it's really going to get good. Remember, I'm on time constraint. You can play this back, you can pause it from talking fast. Let's keep it going. Radio frequency waves possibly carcinogenic to humans, meaning cancerous. I want y'all to see where I'm going with this. We're going to cut right down here to the Lancet Oncology. I want y'all to look up this article. The references are here. Type this up and read the experiment. The scientists looked at one cohort study and 5 case control studies in humans, each of which was designed to investigate whether there's a link between cell phone use and glioma, a cancer of the central nervous system. A team concluded that based on the studies of the highest quality, a casual interpretation between mobile phone radio frequency or electromagnetic frequency exposure and glioma is possible. So they found the connection between the 5G network and glioma, which is a cancer that destroys the central nervous system. You can look up the reports yourself, so don't let people make you sound like you're a conspiracy theorist if you're talking about the 5G network and coronavirus. But you might be saying, well, how are you going to jump to coronavirus after this? So let's go. Go to the next slide. Let me talk to you. Let me really talk to you. This is going to get real interesting. Right here, high-grade glioma, mimicking acute virus or viral encephalitis. So I said, oh, sweat, this is a cancer due to 5G that mimics a virus. This is a cancer that mimics a virus called encephalitis. But then I said, let me go a step further. I wonder if encephalitis mimics or the symptoms run concurrent with what? Let's go to the next slide. See, I don't do conspiracy theory. Coronavirus and encephalitis, let's do this. The encephalitis side, the symptoms are similar to other illnesses that are not much more common, such as cold and flu, if you think you may have COVID-19. So let's stop. You can see this encephalitis.info blog coronavirus. So here it is, the 5G implication is the destruction of the central nervous system by way of a cancer called glioma that mimics the viral symptoms of encephalitis, which mimics the viral symptoms of coronavirus. I hope you walk with me, you play back. If this is over your head and went too fast, pause it and play the damn thing back. But I'm not into conspiracy theory. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to go a step further with the research. Let's go here. This is beautiful. Go to the next one. Wow, look at this. In 1894, 1895, Marconi developed the first practical radio transmitter receivers. They went commercial. It went into commercial use in the 1900s. Bang, Spanish flu, 1918. So radio waves, 1900, Spanish flu, 1918. Where? China. America and China is always battling each other for technology. China's always getting the drop on us, but at the expense of the people. Go to the next one. That was China, Spanish flu. Wow, Hong Kong flu. So now we're talking about what? Radar waves. I want you to read this whole thing at your leisure on your time. It was introduced in 1935 by the British physicist Sir Robert Watson. But by the time 1964 coming in, it is major commercial now. Now they got the Doppler radar, and guess what? Guess what? Hong Kong flu comes about in 1968. 1964, 1968. This time it's radar frequencies. Hong Kong is where? Part of China. And they seceded China in 1997, so they're no longer part of it technically, but we're talking about the same geographical locality. This time it was part of China. China again is the culprit. But this time it's Hong Kong flu. These were all pandemics, people. Let's go to the next one. Are we seeing a pattern here? The pattern is every time they introduce new frequencies, a new virus comes about. This is not a coincidence. So now we're dealing with coronavirus. This is the map, okay, according to BBC. And we see China's in black because this is where it has its inception. And now the 5G networks are here. You may say, we've been having 5G networks. No, we did. America lied, but they're in competition with China. And China happens to have, according to this article, the largest internet population in the world. And they're leading the world in technology as far as 5G is concerned. And China and Hong Kong actually been playing with 7G and 10G. Okay? So the largest internet population in the world is leading. According to CNN, boom, we have here North Korea, North America, and Korea, China, 10G service launch in August, opening the ceremony planned September 5th, September 6th, 2005 in Seoul. Okay, and read this article here. It'll let you know that 2008, China became the country with the largest population of the internet and has remained so since as of July 2016. So keep going. So I just wanted to show you this. Now I have to go to the microbiome aspect of this. Everybody's going around buying antibacterial soaps. They tell you to get antibiotics. Antibiotics don't kill viruses. Case in point, look at the suffix, biotics. That deals with your flora, that deals with good and bad bacteria. You take antibiotics, you kill the good and you kill the bad bacteria. You take antibacterial soap, you kill the good and you kill the bad bacteria. You don't want to kill the good bacteria, people. You don't. So you want to take soaps that don't have triclosan in it because it kills the good bacteria. So all over the world, people are wiping the windowsills, wiping their desktops, wiping their ass, trying to get rid of a virus when you're killing bacteria, you're not killing the virus. That's first and foremost. Let me tell you a story about this. This is called CRISPR. What is this about? This is clusters regularly interspace. What? Clusters regularly interspace short palindromic repeats. This is a fancy term for how bacteria and viruses always been banging on each other, but bacteria tends to get the drop on viruses. When bacteria beats up the virus, it creates a form of a vaccine or a cure. Why? Because viruses need protein to replicate themselves. Bacteria needs protein to replicate themselves. Bacteria is single-cellular, and viruses are what? Viruses are parasites, neither dead or alive. So a virus has instructions, bacteria has instructions, and it also has the tools. So viruses go inside of the cell and enforce instructions, and if the bacteria doesn't know that these instructions are foreign, then it follows the instructions of the virus, and the virus is able to replicate itself through the protein. This is the conversation with DNA and RNA, long story short. And what happens is the bacteria or the cell would explode, it dies, and the virus goes on and deploys into the rest of the community, wherever it is, and look, take care of it. Now, here's the issue. Sometimes a bacteria survives. And when a bacteria survives, guess what happens? It gives intel to the rest of the bacteria community and say, let the virus try to get the drop on us again. We're going to play stupid. But now we got data on his ass. And when the virus comes back, it beats the shit out the virus, and that's all she wrote. If you don't have enough good bacteria in your gut, you won't be able to collect the data that's needed when one bacteria actually thrives. So during this time, you should be buying a whole bunch of probiotics, good bacteria, and prebiotics, the food that feeds the good bacteria, so you have weapons and defense on all ends. Don't eliminate all the good bacteria in your house with these damn antibacterial. It's just like when you go to the store and you see water with fluoride, water without fluoride. Both of them are the selling point? How could both of them be the selling point? Let's go to the next one. This is what they do to you. Where we at on time? 1 more minute left. Go to the next slide. We're going to have to continue this as always. But this is good. I like how it went. Keep on, keep on. I just wanted to see something's coming. Something's definitely coming. It's about to get real insane. These are the antibiotics.
Fake problem. Oh my God, these viruses are going to kill us all. No, it's fake problem. The real problem is we have immunocompromised people. The real solution is how do we beef up the immune health of people? Well, that means we have to attack corruption because these corrupt lawyer lobbies politicians are the ones who destroyed our air, water, and food. So they don't want to talk about that. They rather move this thing to control you, quarantine you, vaccinate you. This is a black and white choice. Do you want truth, freedom, and health, or do you want power, profit, and control?
Y'all, just how dangerous they are. He putting them up because, like he said, he got a family to feed, but he's apologizing early because he know the effects that this shit finna cause on us. So sit back, pay attention, check out this video, like, subscribe, comment, do it.
Question of the day. Ian, what do you think about 5G? For those of you that don't know, I'm a tower climber. I climb cell phone towers and install the cellular equipment that allows you to keep scrolling. And I'm currently in 5G training. And I was already concerned about this technology before getting in there and actually learning some of the science about it. So let me give you some of the science about it. The radio frequency that our towers currently emit is non-ionizing radiation with a long footprint over the ground, so it's able to dissipate and spread out. Right? It's currently being broadcast anywhere from like 1.5 to 2.5, 2.8 megahertz. Right. It superheats the water molecules in your brain, eyes, and testicles. Right. So it's a very real thing. You could render yourself sterile or with a splitting headache for days, or I cooked the top of my skull and left me useless for the rest of the day. Right. And that's at short range, at a relatively low power. The way 5G is going to work is it is going to broadcast in gigahertz, not megahertz. We're talking about 30 plus gigahertz they're estimating, which means 15,000 times stronger than what we're pushing out right now. And it's going to actually go at a much steeper peak. It's going to almost be broadcast straight at the ground to hit more receivers that are then going to transmit it outwards. Right? The plan is to install these small cells on the billboards and street lights, sides of buildings, in the corner of your office building or in the hallway of your apartment complex, so that they can get lightning fast speeds. Casting isn't really damaging to you, though they can't tell the long-term effects. But because it dissipates over distance and it's not a concentrated thing, the radio frequency we're broadcasting now has a really long wave trough. Alright? So even if you're getting hit with it, you're not absorbing a lot. That's why if I take it close range, I eat it, but you don't feel it down off the tower. It's not going to be that way with 5G. It's going to be in the corner of your office. They're talking about putting a 38 band MIMO antenna in the back of every car so that they can talk to each other and self-drive. Now, the 5G, its waveform is much tighter, where 4G, 3G, and 2G have fairly long wave troughs so that we can reach distances and have a greater footprint coming off the tower. It's not necessary with 5G. It's going to be with 5G. It's going to be broadcasting what's called a millimeter wave, which is much more tightly focused with much closer wave troughs. So when it does hit, you're just getting blasted. And it's not miles away, hundreds of feet up on a tower anymore. It's in the corner of your office. Which means that this millimeter wave is going to be able to directly affect the cellular membranes, the bonds that hold your cells together. It's going to be in your face. It's going to be behind the back seat where your car seats are. So, I mean, not to mention what it's going to do to your brain and your eyes and your testicles or ovaries just from the superheating that radio frequency will do at a close range. But because it is so powerful, so compact and tightly beamed, it is literally going to be able to break down the bonds that hold your cells together. And that's how you get tumors. You're going to know what I did to you for another 15, 20 years. And by then it's going to be too fucking late. It already is. They've got trillions tied up in this 5G push. People are screaming for faster phones. Everybody wants to be able to scroll at the speed of light. There's no stopping it. And what am I going to do, right? This is my job. You know, I got kids to take care of. I got my own chemo treatments 30 years from now that I'm going to have to deal with. So yeah, I'm going to install it. In America, I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm fixing to pull your fillings out for the gold before I put you in a gas chamber. America doesn't care. They want faster phones. You'll carry eventually and it'll be too late. But God bless you, God bless America. I wish you the best. Feel free to name your tumor after me. I'm real sorry about what it's fixing to do to the babies, the little fetuses that are developing in utero, surrounded by water. The consequences to the next generation are untold. I'm not even talking about what we're fixing to do to our own vision, our own reproductive organs, our own cognitive abilities. I'm not talking about the breakdown of our cellular bonds that are going to lead to tumor growth. I'm talking about what it's going to do to the little baby brains and eyes that are trying to develop in the womb. What we're fixing to do to toddlers and infants that are born, that are still developing, man. So the question of the day is, Ian, what do you think about 5G? I'm frightened and saddened because I'm going to install this. I'm going to install it everywhere. And you are all going to feel the effects of what I've done to you.
It's your boy Papa Dope. Man, I appreciate y'all for checking out my videos, man. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you do. Also, follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, because you do not want to miss new music, and you definitely don't want to miss another video. At the end of the day, we family, and I'm just trying to get you to open your eyes and see things in a different light. And like I tell y'all, I don't fuck with you humans.
All right, so the first thing I wanted to say about Rona-V is I love my social media. I don't know about you guys, but your social media is a reflection of you. If it's a whole bunch of drama, then guess what? You are following a whole bunch of drama. Now, I have a mixture of everything because, you know, I'm a little bit of everything. I do see my tea. I do see my education information, you know, spiritual, learning, this, that, the other. I dabble into everything but politics, and I'm trying, but oh my God, I'm just not there yet. So, bovine, B-O-V-I-N-E. This is the definition. Relating to or affecting cattle. An animal of the cattle group, which also includes buffaloes and bison. The reason I said that was, listen, check this out. This post got a lot of things together for me. We are cattle in the U.S. They feed us like whole and processed grains all year around. Milk. We get sick just like the cattle, and then they treatment is just like the cattle vaccines, tested and used on cattle first, quarantine or death. I was just like, oh my God. And someone else said vaca is definitely Spanish for cow. So vaccines are supposed to be for cattle? What the? Please spread that around. Vaccines are supposed to be for cattle. Now, back in the day, I am African American. Did not they call us property? Okay. So instead of being property now, they're going to just give us vaccines, and vaccines stand for cattle. So now we went from property to cattle. I just can't. The more I learn, the more I just want to go to my next phase in life, because I've come up with the conclusion that I think we evolve. We are like bacteria, and maybe we were grass, maybe trees, maybe animals. Because even think about it, you were a sperm at one point. You were swimming around in your father. Who knows what you were, maybe energy before then. Then you were sperm. Then you got into the egg. Then you became this human being. And I don't think it stops there. I don't know. Maybe you become an angel. Maybe you become a planet. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I know energy is never destroyed. It's only transferred. So we just become we just get another vessel. Our energy is just placed into another vessel. Put it that way. So I follow the Hood Healer. And she's on I hate to say witch because I want to get away from labels, but she's good with, I guess I could say herbalist or botanica. She's not afraid to say witch or spells or stuff, but she was saying, I just think it's nature, and we just be putting these hideous names on top of everything. But if God made it, it can't be bad. A person using herbs that God made, so they're called a witch when they're just using herbs that God made. So anyways, she said you want to get some lemons, limes, eucalyptus, ginger, cinnamon, oranges, rosemary, and star anise. Put it in a pot and boil it. When I was a little girl, my mother used to boil a pot of hot water. She'll put Vicks on our chest, put a towel or rag over our head, and have us like breathe in a bowl, to get the cold and mucus up out of our chest, right? So even back in the day, our grandma, our grandparents, they weren't trying to take us to the hospital all the time just to get us prescriptions. Even growing up, the CVS and Walgreens did not have as much medicine as they have now. Now they have rows and rows and rows of medicine. The pharmaceutical industry is a cash cow. If you guys don't wake up and realize that, you're going to constantly be on someone's residual payroll. That's what you are. Every winter, they know you're going to go get cough syrup. You're a residual client. When you can just go get peppermint teas and other stuff and grow them, or at least spend the money in the market versus on a man-made medicine, you can get something natural that's really going to help you all overall versus to just hush the symptoms, because that's usually what medicine is. When you have a headache and you take a pill, it just stops your brain neurons from feeling the pain. it basically numbs it. So you still have a headache, and now if that ain't witchcraft, I don't know what is. And it just made you not feel it anymore. I mean, it's definitely still there. You didn't cure. Okay, I don't want a Band-Aid. I want a cure. Okay? I want a cure. If you can't give me a cure, I don't want it. I don't want something that's going to make me come back to you over and over again. This is the problem. What can we do to fix it? End of story. Okay? So I actually did this. It was on my stove for about a week. I would just go out, come home, wash my hands, do the pot. Even though I was breathing over it, you can still smell it all over the house. Star anise, that was my first time ever hearing of that. I didn't see the little flowers because, our grocery stores have been empty lately. But they had the, they have vanilla extract. They had the extract. And it smells just like black licorice. So each year I try to do something different food-wise. This is my 4th year since becoming vegan. I don't like labels, but it's the closest thing that I could name it. And so this year I wanted to focus on eating raw vegetables more. And because I would still get go to the store and still get bags of food that are vegan. Now I'm actually getting the vegetables, chopping them up and making it on my own. And actually I printed out A through Z, a whole bunch of herbs and spices, and actually reading what they are and what they do to benefit my body. And, just trying to be dabbling more into the herbalistic side of being a vegan. So yes, it's good for you, but what else can I learn about it? That's just kind of how my mind works. So I sent it to my mom, and this is how life is so funny. You can tell somebody to do something, they'll be like, nah, and then just sit down and wait. You planted the seed. When it's time to sprout, it'll sprout. So my mom put a picture in the group, and she was like, look what I got. And I just be smiling and laughing, because at first, y'all, I used to be so frustrated. Like it could say, lock your door, somebody's gonna break in. Lock your door, somebody's gonna break in. I don't be, I'll be goddamn, somebody done broke in the car, and you come to me telling me something broke in the car. I'm just looking like, okay. Like I already told you that. So I'm just learning I can never take someone's choice away. Nobody will ever take my choice away. Let's start with me. So therefore, I need to do that in reverse. Realize that I can't take someone else's choice away too. So although I'm telling you something that's beneficial for you and healthy for you, because I want you to live a long life and I love you, I still have to leave it up to you to digest information and then do it when it's your time. So maybe I'm over here eating steak and you still drinking milk. I have to remember that. That's just a good analogy. I'm not trying to say anything bad about it, because I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything, and I'm just going to be on a lifelong journey of learning, and I actually love it. Let's see. Okay, so another one I saw said 5G, alkalinity, coronavirus, coconut milk, cow milk, fruits, veggies, snacks, and fish, survival tactics, mad people. Dr. Sebi taught us, the news said, invest your money, spray disinfectant, proactive, reactive. The reason most of y'all are living in fear, bump that virus, you thought, the process has been contaminated, cleanse your third eye. So what they were saying was, all of the first things that I said were greater than the latter things. So for example, the 5th dimension is better than 5G. Alkalinity is better than the coronavirus. So a lot of people are just so fearful. Wash your hands. Fuck wash your hands. I'm sick of that. We all have been washing our hands for decades, okay? I think we have that under control, except for the poor preschool teachers, because I still hear my sister tell my nephew, go in the bathroom and wash your hands, okay? And men, who knows? Who knows who's really washing their hands and who's not? But for my ladies, I know. We're washing our fucking hands, so that's not new. To me, people are really starting to realize what you put in your body, what you eat, this shit is important. Okay? Growing up, I used to hear, take your gummies and your vitamins, and that dwindled. Nobody really talked about health anymore. You was either in the gym and doing it or you weren't. Well, now it's been this big shaking, like it's not okay to not be healthy. I see people walking and running, and whether you're getting surgery or actually in the gym working out or at home since the gyms are closed, I'm so proud and happy of everybody, because health is wealth. You can be a millionaire and fat as fuck. You're gonna die early. I don't know when, but if you have a heart attack, the doctor will not be able to get to your heart. Your arteries are clogged. It's about health. I don't care how you look. Whatever size you are, if you feel comfortable and you're happy, great. But happy has to equal healthy as well. You can't, my 600-pound life, I don't care how happy they are. That's not healthy. The poor doctor, how long is it going to take for him to try to save you? And then how selfish of you that you may have a husband that you could leave behind or kids, all because of what? Choices that you are making. So I thank God for giving us choice, but sometimes I feel like before choice was given, we should have had to go through so many tests and manuals and stuff, and then say, okay, here's your power of choice now that you know how to actively use it. Because we're all like fucking up. Let's be honest. You touch the stove, it's hot. Now you don't touch the stove no more. And that only affected you, but sometimes your consequences affect a lot of people. So I don't know. I love choice, but it's kind of dangerous. You can be selfish with it. I don't know. I'm still kind of torn about that. So here's another one. A bigger epidemic. Here's what I'm talking about. Cardiovascular disease has killed over 160,000 people in the U.S. in the last 3 months, you guys. The last 3 months. Why isn't this on the news? Why are we still eating pork and beef and fast food? Why aren't we being taught to fast and load up on natural immunity? This is by my spiritual teacher, Supreme Understanding, and I just got his book, and it's amazing, and I'm going to get all his other books, and I'm in the process of getting my book done, and I see that he produces books too, so I'm going to work with my other publisher, and then I also want to work with him in the future as well. And universe is just so amazing how they can put people in your life. I've even gotten to the point where I am inboxing him on a personal level, and you just never know who you can touch or reach, you guys. So check him out. He's amazing. So let's see here. There's a couple more. Oh yeah, I'll go over them because it's going to be a part 2. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but everything has frequency. Okay. When you are happy, people say I'm on cloud 9. Just think of that as a frequency. Different things happen at that frequency. Maybe winning the lottery, maybe getting a house, maybe getting married, hell, maybe having a baby. Because when you are in love, there is a feeling that you all feel. So maybe that is a frequency level to where you are able to reproduce life. Ever thought about that? Okay, so there's different frequencies for enlightenment, peace, joy, love, reasons, acceptance, willingness, neutrality, courage, pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. Of course, the lower that frequency goes, I'm pretty sure things are more drastic. Like, I don't think a murderer is really happy on a frequency level as he's killing. It has to be a very low frequency that he or she is. Maybe they think that it's happy, but it's definitely light, because you can disguise things. So I was telling somebody, like, they thought their mom may have had it, and I was like, don't worry, they don't really tell us everything that we should know. I was saying you want to look into frequencies and just making sure you take your vitamins and getting some sunlight and such. Now this is the first time this music ever went off.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You gotta listen to them 3 seconds on freaking YouTube. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have oceans in the background. Okay, so here's another one. Frequencies. 174 removes pain. Why aren't they telling us to turn on this frequency right about now? 285 hertz influences energy field. 396 liberates you your fear and guilt. 417 facilitates change. 432 miracle tone of nature. 528 repairs DNA. 639 heals relationships. 741 awakens intuition. 852 attracts your soul tribe. 963 connect with the light and the spirit. Hello, why aren't they saying, you guys, get your sunlight, take your fruits and vegetables, turn on your Hertz music? YouTube is full of it. Or make your own. You can buy singing bowls from your metaphysical stores. They're all over. Even Janae Akio, if you listen to her, she started doing some seminars with her singing bowls to help the world during this time. No one's saying that though, because you don't have to go to the doctor and you don't have to cut them a check or give them a payment for that information. So they don't want to be unemployed. I get it, but I don't want to have a job to where my success is on someone's detriment. That's why I'm okay with doing credit repair. It's helped me. I'm my biggest example to tell you why you should sign up. I work in a financial institution where I look at successful and unsuccessful accounts all the time to see what they're doing. I see the patterns. So lastly, colloidal silver. So if you look on your YouTube, you can definitely make it on your own. But I actually bought a bottle from Amazon. I use Silver Holistics Colloidal Silver Liquid Natural Immune System Booster. It was $31.99. You take a tablespoon, you put it under your tongue for 30 seconds and swallow. My best friend works at the hospital. Every time she comes over, I give her and her son some. I've given the bottle to my mom. My mom wasn't doing so well. She told me when she took it 2 times, she felt better enough to get out bed and go outside. That's how bad she was feeling. I know when I be talking, people be thinking I'm crazy. I'm not a scientist. I may not have all the right words. That's why I'm a big sharer. I have seen the information and deciphered it for myself. And the best thing I can do is share it with you so that you can get what you're going to get out of it. Because maybe me telling you is missing information that you need for it to really sink in. I am a sharer. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm learning for myself. And I'm not going to keep it to myself. I'm going to share it with somebody else. That's just how I am built. So we're going to pause it right there. And we're going to pick back up on podcast number 2, where you can hear a little bit more about the different teachers that I just love, the universe has brought into my life. I'm so thankful for internet, because otherwise you would have to travel to different cities and visit these seminars and wait for them to record it and put it out on DVD and cassette. Y'all remember that? Now somebody could just record it live screen. Somebody could put it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Like I'm happy to be in the age that I was born in. I only can imagine what's going to happen going forward. But we have to think about things. Yes, 5G will give us faster technology, but at what cost? If it's going to be frying my brain, I don't think I care about how fast I can get the shit. Okay? So we might need to slow down a little bit, see where this is going, and make sure it's not hurting us. Because at the end of the day, the top dogs are okay. It's us that are at the bottom that are going to be hurt, or they're going to suffer the consequences. For example, Bill Gates' children do not have iPhones. So you mean to tell me you made this wonderful device that everybody in the world has, watch, tablet, Mac, whatever, shit, they have everything now, and your kids don't have your merchandise? And I'm sorry, not fucking Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. And I don't know, that just should have rung a lot of bells, and it did not. And I'm guilty. I was the main one in line, getting a new one every year. $1,000 here, $1,000. You know what I could have done with the $1,000? Could barely come up with $1,000 to get the damn phone. But that's okay. My mind is changing. I'm learning that you are supposed to flip your money, not spend. You could be a consumer, or you could have a business mind and flip your money. And when you flip your money so good, you don't work no more. It just works for you. So then you can travel and vacation all the time. Then you can buy all these real estate properties and bring in more money. Then you have first, second, and third generational wealth. Why? Because you're putting your money to work. Money to work. We as people, we go to work. We have to learn how to make our money go to work. And if you working and your money working, that's even better. So I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. My podcast will be coming soon. And can I just say I love working from home. Thank you, universe. Whew, I am so happy. I was able to squish my schedule 7 to 3:30 until we get back on the phone. So I'm loving this as well. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day while the sun is out. I already ate lunch. I'll come back and do dinner. Like, this is just awesome. So don't let all this coronavirus stuff get you down. When it really is your time to go, there's really nothing you can do to prevent that. So live every day like it's your last anyways. But don't be foolish. And if colloidal silver can help you, if sunlight and exercise can help you, if you know, steaming fruits and vegetables on the stove and making a respiratory herb can help you, why not do it? It won't hurt. So why not try to help your body? So tune in for the next episode. Bye. Hey y'all, it's your girl Meesh, and welcome to a new year of the episode Love Meesh podcast, where I share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests, but no subject is off limits. It's a billion people in the world, and I'm just one of them. So welcome to my world, and let the conversation continue. Thanks a million for listening. You can reach me on all my other social media platforms by visiting my link tree, which is luv.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.